What's up, everybody? YouTube, IronForgesIron.com, TeamTakeover.tv. Wayne Shot here with JMMA all day. Chuck, what's up, Chuck?
What's good? What's going on, everybody? We're here to do maybe a 1 week late recap of Dream 17, which was an amazing event.
Yeah, and before I begin, I wanna make sure that everybody understands the significance of this vlog, because there are great days in people's lives where people come through in the clutch. Like, for example, Wednesday, June 11th, Game 5 of the NBA Finals, Michael Jordan has a flu that's ravishing his stomach against the Utah Jazz. And through all of that, through Karl Malone, through John Stockton, through all of that, he came through in the clutch when he was sick. And I'm sick with the flu. My buddy Chuck just came out of kidney surgery, and we came here. This is our Game 5, ladies and gentlemen.
I still got my shit. What's good? We're vlogging.
This is our Game 5. We're beaten, we're broken down, but we're here for you guys. For you guys.
We're a little fucked up.
Yes.
We're a little fucked up.
So, here it is. Dream 17.
You're like Karl Malone. I'm like John Stockton.
There it is, man. There it is. Minus the short shorts.
Yeah.
All right. So, either way, Dream 17, a big day in our lives. And a big part of it has to do with the fact that, as you guys know, I mentioned this before, it was my birthday. And what a better gift on my birthday than to be shouted out by, in my opinion, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, the greatest MMA talent and personality in the world, in history.
I agree with that.
So, Michael Schiavello, during the Rodolfo Marquez Yusuf Sadolov fight, shouted me out, gave me a birthday, wished me a happy birthday. I can't even begin to tell you how excited I was. I had text messages, tweets, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning telling me, dude, you just got mentioned by The Voice. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Then it turns out that he shouts you out.
I got a pretty epic shout out. I got some shit that will be re-released here soon. Had some problems doing a video, but it will be out soon. And he just hooked me up with a shout out.
Yeah,
you know, props to Michael Schiavello. Fucking huge, so huge. You know, dude, huge honor. I got like maybe 10, 12 tweets or some shit like that saying like, oh my god, you know what I mean? Like 15 followers, crazy, and it's huge. You know what I mean? Everybody's gonna see that and say JMMA all day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Wayne shot us. So, and even crazier to be mentioned on the same card with you. You know what I mean? That's like fucking. What are the chances to be mentioned at all? Then be mentioned with the homie that you do vlogs with.
Yeah, and I had actually no idea. Dude, I had no idea that you were going to get shot out. In fact, when I mentioned it to him on Twitter, I was like, oh, dude, could you shout me out during Dream? I actually, he at first he didn't respond, and then all of a sudden he did respond to say, oh, remind me during the show. And to be honest, I wasn't really getting my hopes up because, there's a lot going on during the card. Yeah. But the man came through for me. So, I mean, I'm entirely grateful, man. And considering the fact that this card was top to bottom, amazing card at Sakuraba, who I think this might be his last fight. I mean, this card's going to be talked about for a very long time. So let's start it up. We'll try to end this within 20 minutes. It's going to be pretty hard considering it's 10 fights. First fight, Ikuhiso, Minowa versus Baruhan. First round, defeat. Minowa man beats Baru. Scarf hold, arm lock in the first round.
Epic entrance, quick ass whoop. next fight, really.
Yeah, but there's not much to say.
Manoa Man beating a Cam.
Yeah.
I always love it, but he doesn't really, when he faces the tougher opponent, sadly he loses.
Yeah. So.
But he always comes through. I appreciate a Manoa Man fight.
Yeah.
Or Manoa Man win against the bigger opponent.
So there it is. And then the next fight we have, which is the first bantamweight Grand Prix fight, Rodolfo Marquez versus Yusuf Sadalov. A better fight than I thought it would be. Marquez wins. Marquez wins a grappling, just a great grappling display of.
It was the whole match was just. I mean, it's almost kind of weird sometimes because you see people say that grappling in the UFC can get boring. You know what I mean at times, but grappling in Japan and grappling in Dream, that shit is non-fucking stop action the whole time. It's just sweeps and one guy's in the dominant position, then he sweeps him. The other guy's in the dominant position, going for a submission. It was non-stop for 3 rounds, and some good exchanges on the feet, but just a great grappling match. And I definitely think that Marquez should have got the decision.
Yeah, so there it is. I mean, it came close. I tell you why, because Marquez during the fight, at first he had him, Sadalov took him down, was on top of the dominant position. Sadalov actually had like a little, I think it was Achilles locked the third round. Yeah. I thought he would, he put it off actually. He was in that, Marquez was in that submission for a good minute and a half, and then Sadalov actually gets taken down again. And Marquez ends the fight with I think it was an omoplata, or an attempt for an omoplata. Just a great fight. Great fight. I'd highly recommend the fight. So yeah, like you said, grappling in MMA could be exciting, no matter what.
Yeah.
Love to see those guys fight again. A shame that somebody had to lose. But it was very close. Very, very close. I mean, it could have gone either way. Third fight, Masusaku Imanari versus Abel McCullum. There is no person in MMA that I think could get away from Imanari when he gets his hands and when he wraps around you. There's no person in the world that can get away from Imanari.
Definitely not.
He definitely toyed with McCullum on the feet. He toyed with him on the ground, and he subs him by armbar in the third round. There's nothing much to say except the fact that Imanari, it's a shame this man doesn't get more exposure, that more people don't pay attention to this guy. Just an awesome, awesome athlete and fighter, and just entertaining as hell. Enough said. Whatever you want to add.
Masakazu Imanari, man, what the fuck can I say? The guy is just like one of those grappling geniuses. When he pulls guard on you, he doesn't even stay. He goes from pulling guard to immediately to rubber guard with bringing his leg over your face to choke you out with his shin. He's always going for the craziest shit. But just yet again, another guy who kind of like Shinya Aoki, is just amazing. Just amazing. And the way he finished him with that armbar looked fucking brutal. Looks really bad. But amazing finish, and he moves on. Yeah. Which is pretty good news.
Yeah. And then, of course, the fourth fight, we got Bibliano Fernandez defeating Takafumi Atsuka. First round rear naked choke. Not much to say about this fight because it wasn't a long fight. It was, I think, a minute. Fernandez, Atsuka tried to throw a punch at Fernandez. Fernandez ducked, and all of a sudden, that was it. Rear naked choke.
Took his back, and Otsuka couldn't do anything, dude. Like, it was pretty fucking crazy. I didn't think it was gonna be over in 41 seconds or whatever it was. Man, but Bibliano Fernandez, that sure is the way you wanna get a good win coming off of 8 months, 9-month layoff since January. Great fight. Fifth fight, Antonio Banuelos versus Hideo Tokoro.
Wow, great fight. Banuelos actually, I thought was going to win this fight. And this fight could have gone either way. I think it was a split decision, if I'm correct, but don't quote me on that. Um, in my opinion, I think Tokoro got the countryman's nod in this.
Yeah.
Because Banuelos had, I mean, the first round Banuelos I definitely won. The second round, I think Tokoro kicked him in the head, and I think Banuelos got the stanky leg. He said it's a kind of slip around,
He did.
And Banuelos
When
has
he did that, when he
go ahead.
when he hit him with the high kick, he saw that he kind of wobbled when he put his foot down, and then Tokoro rushed him with a knee, with a flying knee, and Banuelos just took him to the ground, so he kind of fucked that whole situation to finish up, sadly. But I think Tokoro either way. It could have gone either way, but I guess Banuelos won that fight.
Yeah, but nonetheless, Tokoro won by decision. It is what it is. You never leave it in the hands of the judges. I'm still kind of unsure. Maybe you could answer me this. With the judges, I know it was 3 5-minute rounds, which is something new.
No, hey. Banuelos won.
Yeah, right. I know. But technically, are they judging the whole fight or 3 individual rounds?
I think they're judging it by rounds now. I think who fucking knows. I think they should judge it as a whole fight, but it's hard. I guess it's hard to do that without the first 10-minute round.
Right. Either way, Tokoro wins. I think Banuelos won. I'm not the only one. 6th fight, if I'm correct. Gerald Harris defeats Kazuhiko Nakamura. Nakamura, of course, was a Pride legend, trained out of the Yoshida dojo. Kind of a boring fight, if you want to say that. I think Harris wins by decision. At the end of it, the only interesting thing I found out of this fight was the fact that Harris was saying the whole time that he was going to try to slam him, Rampage style, and he actually was able to do it, although Nakamura was holding on to the ropes, Ultimate Warrior style, man. He was like, the ultimate. So either way, that's it. I don't know if you want to add anything more.
He should have. All I got to say is Gerald Harris shouldn't have tried so much for the takedown. And he could have finished him on the feet, definitely. I know we could have. And at one point, if you watch that fight, Gerald Harris gets fucking thrown by Nakamura. Just gets thrown. Watch it. I mean, just watch it for that part. But Gerald Harris, just a little bit disappointed. He should have been more exciting. He shouldn't just stop for the takedown. Just stop because his judo base is too good. You couldn't get a hold of him. Couldn't get him down and should have stopped.
Yeah, so there goes that. Next fight, Satoru Kitaoka versus Willemy Ferrer. Great fight, man. Now, Kitaoka, in my opinion, is probably, aside for Aoki, he's like the Japanese prince. I think if there's anybody else aside for Aoki that could really get the fans get behind, I think it's him.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as a prospect.
Kitaoka is pretty fucking badass.
He is. He didn't look that good in the 3rd round. He gassed.
No, he got hit a lot. He gassed a little bit. And he got hit a little bit too. He
got really, really gassed. And if you look at the end of the fight, Ferrer, and if you would just look at the athletes, Ferrer looks like he won the fight. Despite all that, Kitaoka wins the fight. Stupid yellow card in the middle of the 3rd round.
That was just embarrassing. What was they trying to say? Money, like something. You know what I mean?
Right. So I don't know. I don't get that sometimes, but I'm all for yellow cards when they're justified, but that made no sense. And the announcers were really. They were appalled as well, but nonetheless, Ferrer at one time was just nailing this guy in the face with just everything but the kitchen sink. And I think if he threw the kitchen sink, he would have knocked him out. But nonetheless, Kitaoka wins. I have no problem with that. So I don't know if you want to add anything else.
Just that I'm happy Kitaoka won.
Yeah. Next
shout outs to IQ. What?
Yeah. Next fight, and you mentioned the IQ wrestler. I'm sorry I have to talk about this.
It was a sad day for everybody. Michael Schiavello even ripped the wings off a butterfly, he said.
Yeah, man.
Which I thought captured the moment so perfect.
Jan Capral defeats Kazushi Sakuraba.
I don't even want to talk about the fight because we all know what happened. I just want to say I say this before, I never call for people's retirements. I'm still not calling for it. But I mean, it's so obvious that he just doesn't have it. Like, he's just like deteriorated physically. You know what I mean? He can't fucking get anybody down. He was getting taken. They gave him a guy who has no stand up. You know what I mean? A guy that he had a good chance with the grapple and not get hurt and maybe pull off an amazing submission victory. And he's getting tagged in the stand up.
Yeah.
I respect Cabral for putting on the Laughter 7-2 shirt after the fight and giving props to Sakuraba. Definitely. I like Jan Cabral for that.
Yeah, I mean, Saku had no bounce in the step. His knees were heavily taped. He basically stood there in front of the guy. And, you know, the announcers were talking about back in, like 3 years ago, Saku would have killed this guy. He would have eaten him up and spit him out. You know, when guys are at the end of their road, athletes especially, they really just fall off the end of the earth, and that's what happened with Saku. So I hope, you know, I saw Akira Shoji, one of my favorite Pride guys ever, out there making sure that people weren't holding on to the ropes. I'd like to see Saku out there doing that. I mean, stay involved in MMA, but let's try my best. And I know you said it too. It's not our place to tell people to get away from the ring, but I think it's time for him to get away from the ring. Let's not break people's hearts, you know?
Yeah, I don't want to. I mean, it's so scary. The anxiety going into a Sakuraba fight for the past 3 years, or for the past 2 years or whatever, it's been fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Next fight.
Eighth fight, Lion Takeshi defeats Carl Uno via KO with the great kick. I don't know if you want to add anything.
Sorry, IQ wrestler. That's all I really want to say.
You know what?
I know he loves Carl Uno. I picked Carl Uno. He got head kick, knocked out. It was a beautiful head kick, but it's just, you don't want to see Carl Uno get knocked out like that towards the end of his career, you know?
Yeah, so Takeshi wins. There's no, unless I'm not aware of this, Takeshi was really, really like flashy. Some could say a little disrespectful. Is there anything in there that I'm not aware of, or?
He was just moving a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Coming out with a weird stance. If I remember right, because I didn't watch this fight for a week. If I remember right, he just kept shuffling, southpaw to orthodox, and just kept shuffling back and forth, going like that, and bam, hit him with a head kick or some shit, and fucking just knocked him out, man.
Yeah.
Sad.
So there it is. Nothing much to say. Sad for Carl Uno because it looked like it was going to be. I think it was a featherweight contention fight. So it is what it is. You know. Hopefully he gets back there. I don't know. I don't know what to say. You had two legends losing. It's pretty bad. You know, in a row. Oh man, Tatsuya Kawajiri defeats Joaquim Hansen. Arm triangle choke in the third round. Kawajiri.
Great fight.
Yeah, and I thought it was gonna be fight of the night. I think it was. Although you know what, Marquez Sadalov was pretty good. I look at this. There's a ton of fights that were pretty good, but Kawajiri I thought was gonna gas in the third round, especially since he was dropping down the weight. And
since he got so much weight, yeah.
You know what? He did it, and props to him.
He looked great at 145. Against the always tough Joaquim Hansen, who always brings it and has a great game from his guard. Kawajiri controlled him, smothered him, you know, You know why they call him the Crusher.
Yeah.
Crusher Reborn. I think this is a great move. If anything, if he stays in Dream, I'm happy. If he goes to UFC 145, I'm even happier.
Yeah, just a great fight.
He subbed him out with that fucking beautiful arm triangle. I was pretty pumped for that.
Yeah.
Pretty pumped for that.
Yeah, a great fight nonetheless. Great fight. I mean, whew. I didn't see that. I wasn't sure if I was going to see that coming. Cause I really thought Cal Jr. was going to have a issue with that weight cut, but nothing. Yeah. And we're down to the main event: Aoki versus Rob McCullough. Aoki wins by neck crank.
Just took him down, and he fucking at one point he was hitting him with palm strikes to the nose. That shit looked fucked up, man. Because at the end of the fight, Razor Rob McCullough's nose was all huge and swollen and red. Looked super bad. Aoki just looking like a, you know what I mean? Looking like a fucking boss, dude. Basically, Aoki has, he's the most dangerous guy to take you down, and what is he? I think he's got a 6-fight win streak now, and he's announced he's fighting Eddie Alvarez, if I'm correct.
Alvarez is injured.
Eddie Alvarez?
Yeah, he's injured. I just saw something that he was injured.
I don't know. And I think I haven't heard about that, but I heard that they are fighting, and I sure as hell hope so, because I think the last fight was 2008, and it's a long fucking time. Eddie Alvarez is a lot better, and he's progressed a lot more, I think, than Shinya Aoki, but Aoki is still a fucking monster. So I'm excited for that fight if it happens. And if you're right, Eddie Alvarez is hurt, I hope he gets better soon.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that on my iTunes because I subscribed to HDNet on the iTunes account, so they send me stuff, and I saw a video with Eddie Alvarez and the injury. So unless that's maybe what you're talking about from the past, I don't know. But nonetheless, that's it, man. That was Dream 17. Amazing card top to bottom. I highly recommend it to anybody. I think tomorrow, which is Friday, or today technically, the Friday the 30th of September, you guys should definitely check it out on HDNet. Really, really good. I want to see, hopefully, some subtitles to some of these promos. So HDNet, if you're hearing me in any way, shape, or form, please put subtitles to some of these promos. I mean, you had Sakuraba doing a whole skit, and we had no clue what he was talking about. We could only imagine.
I really would love to know what that was about.
Yeah, and I wrote the CEO, and he was mentioning, like, oh, they don't get the promos when they do it live, but I don't know if there's an excuse a week later for them not to have somebody put up some subtitles.
Yeah, for the re-air.
So that's it. Hopefully, I know from looking at the vlog now that I think there's some visual issues with your face, with your screen, your webcam. I don't know where that's coming from. We'll try to work on it. We'll also try to, yeah, I know. So, but do you have anything you want to say to anybody? And this has nothing to do with me.
Shout outs to IFI, shout outs to the Prophet, James Harvey, for Sawa, you hear a little fucking bitch, you know your role hoe. You keep talking shit on blogs, I'm gonna come to Winnipeg or Ontario, where the fuck you stay, dude. I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna come to your middle school, dog. Don't fuck. I brought your ass up from the UFC discussion board on Facebook, motherfucker. Where a year and a half ago you were saying Fedor only fought cans, and you were the biggest super zombie of all. So don't even. I wish all these threads were still around, but they delete themselves after a certain amount of time, and it's been too long to resurrect these threads for everybody to expose him. But I know, motherfucker. So. Watch your back for it. So,
yeah, and there it is. There it is. Shout out to everybody in IFI and Team Takeover, the forums. I'm gonna have a couple new people on here. So things are looking good for this vlog. So we'll hopefully you guys enjoy this, and we're gonna do a UFC 136 vlog very soon. I'm gonna put it up on YouTube and then start to send out all that stuff over the weekend. But peace out, guys. Thank you for watching, and add us on Twitter, subscribe, and comment. Bye.